Good evening and welcome. You are watching Pattaya Info, your calm and reliable source for the latest news and developments from Pattaya and surrounding areas here in Thailand. Thank you for joining us today. Please take a moment to relax, settle in, and let's take a look at several important stories making headlines across Pattaya. Authorities in Pattaya have discovered the body of a 72-year-old man from New Zealand inside a condominium in the Jomtien area, after residents reported a strong and unusual smell coming from one of the units. Police were alerted to the situation during the afternoon of March 16th, when neighbors raised concerns about a persistent odor along a corridor on one of the upper floors of the building. Officers arrived at the scene along with rescue volunteers, and after assessing the situation, they made the decision to enter the room. Inside, they found the man in the bathroom. Authorities say he had likely been there for several days before being discovered. Initial observations suggest that there were no signs of forced entry, no indication of a struggle, and no evidence that the room had been disturbed. According to building staff, the man had been living alone and was known among residents and employees as a friendly and quiet individual. He was often seen around the property, regularly using shared facilities such as the swimming pool and interacting politely with staff. However, over the past few days, people began to notice his absence. He had not been seen leaving his room, which raised concern among those who were familiar with his daily routine. That concern grew stronger when the smell began to spread into the hallway, prompting staff to investigate further and eventually contact the police. Authorities believe that the man may have suffered an accident inside the bathroom, possibly slipping and falling. However, this has not yet been officially confirmed. The body will undergo a detailed examination to determine the exact cause of death. Officials have also contacted the New Zealand embassy, who will assist in notifying the man's family and handling the necessary procedures. Further updates are expected once the medical examination has been completed. In another incident, police intervened late at night to stop a confrontation involving a group of migrant workers in the Walking Street area of Pattaya. The situation unfolded shortly before midnight when authorities received reports of a potential fight involving a large group of individuals near a popular tourist zone. Police responded quickly, and upon arrival, the group began to disperse in different directions. Several individuals attempted to leave the scene, but officers were able to detain a number of people for questioning. Authorities confirmed that multiple individuals were taken into custody, and items including knives were recovered during the operation. No serious injuries were immediately reported, but the incident has raised concerns about safety in one of Pattaya's busiest nightlife areas. Investigators are now working to understand what led to the confrontation. Early indications suggest that tensions between different groups may have played a role, but officials have not yet confirmed the exact cause. Police say they will continue to monitor the area closely and may increase patrols to help prevent similar situations in the future. Community leaders may also be involved in efforts to reduce tensions and improve communication among workers in the area. Authorities emphasize that maintaining public safety remains a top priority, especially in locations that attract large numbers of visitors. Meanwhile, a separate and serious incident in Jomtien has left a 47-year-old Thai woman hospitalized after she was found injured on a quiet road during the early hours of the morning. Emergency services received a report shortly after 1:30 a.m. indicating that a person was lying in the middle of the road and required urgent assistance. Rescue teams and police quickly arrived at the scene. They found the woman lying on the ground, alone, and in need of immediate medical attention. She had visible injuries and appeared to have been physically assaulted. First responders provided initial care at the scene before transporting her to a nearby hospital for further treatment. According to witnesses, the woman was first noticed by a passing driver who realized something was wrong and sought help from nearby residents. Local people then came out to assist, and emergency services were contacted without delay. Police have since begun a full investigation into the incident. Officers are reviewing CCTV footage from the surrounding area and collecting any available evidence that may help identify those responsible. At this stage, the motive behind the attack remains unclear. Authorities say they will speak with the victim once she is in a condition to provide more information. They are also asking anyone who may have seen suspicious activity in the area to come forward and assist with the investigation. In another case that has drawn attention, a guest house owner in the Jomtien area has reported an incident involving two foreign men who left the property without paying for services. According to the owner, the men arrived at the property during the early hours of the morning and requested short-term rooms. After completing the check-in process, they went upstairs. Shortly after, both men came back down, stating that they needed to retrieve something from their vehicle. However, instead of returning, they quickly left the area. It later became apparent that they had not paid for the room and had also taken items belonging to the property. The situation became more apparent when others involved realized the men were not coming back. The incident was captured on CCTV cameras, and the owner has since shared the footage in an effort to identify those responsible. She has also called on the individuals to return the items and settle the unpaid costs. Authorities may take further action if the matter is not resolved. These incidents highlight a range of situations currently under investigation across Pattaya, from unexpected deaths to public disturbances to ongoing criminal cases. Officials continue to gather information, review evidence, and work toward clear conclusions in each case. As always, further updates will be provided as more details become available. Thank you for taking the time to stay informed with Pattaya Info. We appreciate you being with us, and we look forward to bringing you more updates very soon. Stay safe, take care, and thank you for watching.